Hey everybody, this is Billy from Titans of CNC. Today we're going to be working on one of our parts from the building block series, TITAN-4M. It's a triangle with a big pocket in the middle, some threaded holes, and some saw cuts around the outside. So we're going to start by sketching a line. We'll go to Sketch, choose Line, and I'll just select the top surface. I'm going to pick from the center and drag the mouse up, and then I'll just type in 2 inches. Press enter. I'm going to do another line just down here, horizontal. I'm going to go 2.309, press enter. I'm going to snap this line to this dot in the center of this line. So what I'll do is I'll just go over to midpoint here on the side, I'll select it, I'll choose the line, and I'll choose the dot. I'm going to take this line and I'm going to turn it into a construction line. So what I'll do is I'll pick this line, come over here and choose construction, and I'll turn it into a dotted line. I'm not going to use that line a lot. I'm going to use it for measurements mostly, but it's not going to be any part of the model really. So now I'm just going to connect the dots and finish off the triangle. I'm going to choose sketch line, go to this point here, come up to this one, choose that one again, and come down here, and now we got a triangle. And you can see it's completely filled in. That means there's no breaks in the geometry. It'll extrude nicely. So we'll just go ahead and right click, press pull, choose that area, and I'm going to type -0.750. Now we're going to add the fillet to these corners. So what we'll do is we'll go up to Modify, Fillet. We'll select 3 corners, and we'll just type in 0.05. That is everything for this print, drawing number 4-1M, and we're going to move to the next print, 4-2M, and we're going to add these 1032 threaded holes. There's going to be 3 of them. So we'll start that out by starting a sketch, and I'm just going to do points. So I'm just going to select point on this surface, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over to the sidebar, drop this down, and turn on our first sketch. That way I can see our center line again and I don't draw it again. So I'll just kind of select that and I'll just drop that point somewhere. These ones are just kind of random over here on the side. I'm going to hit escape and then I'll press D for dimension. Or you can come up to sketch, come down here to sketch dimension. Choose this line and that point, and now I'll put that one where it needs to be, and that is at 1.637. There we go. And I'm going to do the same with the other 2. And I'm going to cheat here. Instead of inputting that, I'm just going to come over here. Now that that's highlighted, I'm just going to click this dimension and it'll copy it over. And it will be driven. So if I change this dimension, this point will move. Here's an example. And then I'll put it back. Pretty cool. So now I gotta do this dimension. 0.828. Enter. And then again, I can use that same trick. And I have my points. So I'm going to go ahead and hit escape. I'm going to say stop sketch. Now I'm going to create some holes. So I'm going to go to create, hole, and I'm just going to choose those 3 points that we drew. So let's go ahead, we'll make those holes 159 by going to diameter, and we type 159. And then we'll go to depth. The threaded hole is 3/8, so 425 is safe. We'll stick with that. As you can see, and we even get the tips of our drill here, so that's kind of nice. And then we'll just say OK. So now we're going to go ahead and add the threads. So we're going to go to Create. We're going to choose Thread. I'm just going to select these 3 holes. I want to model the holes. Instead of having this decal kind of a thing going on here, I press Modeled and it'll actually cut the thread out. It'll look real nice. I'm not going to go full length. We're only going to go 3/8 deep, so 0.375. Now we're going to choose a size. It's a 1032, so we'll go down to number 10. And then we'll change this to 1032. And then we say OK. So there's our holes. And that finishes off print number 2, drawing number 4-2M. And we'll move to the next print, print number 3, and drawing number 4-3M. Got quite a bit going on this one. Let's go ahead and do the corner cuts. There's like a dropped layer there. I'm going to go ahead and turn this stuff off for right now. So we're going to go over here on the side, turn those lights off, and that turns the sketches off, so we're not looking at all of our sketches. We're going to start a new sketch. We can choose Create Sketch or just come down to the feature we're going to do. We're going to do a circle, a center diameter circle. So I'm just going to click that. I'm going to click my surface. I'm just going to create a circle. And on the print you can see that the diameter of the circle is 0.378. And it's kind of a tricky cutout because it's not in the center of the threaded hole. So what we're going to do is come over to Tangent, click Tangent, click the circle, and click the side of our triangle, and it'll snap it to it. And then we'll just do that again for right there. And there we go. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna go circle, center diameter, make our circle to 0.378. Come over here, go tangent again, say circle to side, circle to side, and that places our circle right where we want it. We'll create another circle. This one will be in the center of the threaded hole. So we just click the center, drag it out, type in 0.378. And we'll go ahead and stop this sketch. Going to right click, press pull, and we'll just choose these corners. And on the print it says it is 3/8 deep, so we're going to go minus 0.375, and that'll cut that relief. So it's starting to look like the print. Let's do the big pocket in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go create a sketch, say create sketch, choose that surface. We can go to sketch and choose offset. We're going to pick this edge here and we're going to drag it in, and we can just type in minus 0.174, enter, and that gives us our offset there. So now we need to add the fillets to the corners. So we're going to go to fillet. We'll go to sketch, fillet. We're going to choose those 2 lines, and I'm not going to worry about what the fillet size is quite yet. I'll get them all selected, and now I'll give us that fillet or that radius of 0.189, and then I'll press enter. I'll right click and press pull, and I'll choose that center, and that's going to be a minus 0.650. And that should create our deep pocket there in the middle. That looks good. So now we're going to do the saw cuts around the outside. This is a little different here. So what we're going to do is I am just going to create another sketch on that top surface. I'm going to draw a line from the center of this line and just kind of pull it up. And I'm going to make that 0.667. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to just draw a circle. Just a circle. And I don't know, let's just make it 0.125. I'm going to use this circle to rotate those saw cuts around. We'll just do one saw cut on one side and then we'll rotate it when we're all done. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and draw the circle diameter of our saw cut. So I'm going to choose center diameter circle. I'm just going to do it over here to the side, and it's a 4-inch circle. Now we'll add some dimensions to it. So I'm going to hit D for dimension. I'm going to choose this point in the center of the circle, and I'll drag it straight down, and I can see that's 2.222. And I'll add another dimension from this line to there. That's going to be 1.949. Press enter. So that's all we got to do to set this up. So now we can go ahead and press pull. I'm just going to choose the whole circle. And what we're going to do a little different here is we're going to come to this start and profile planes, and we're going to do offset plane. And that's going to be the bottom of the saw cut. So we're going to say minus 0.375. And then the width of the saw cut is going to be 125. So 0.125. And we just say OK. So we can rotate this around and see there's our saw cut. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn that sketch back on, just so I can have this circle right here. Then I'm going to go to Create Pattern. I'm going to do a circular pattern. And I'm going to change this to Features. Sometimes it'll say something different, so just go to Features. And then I'm going to select down here in this bottom tree here, or this bar, that saw cut. And then I'm going to go over to Axis, and I'm going to select that circle. It defaults to 3, which is what I need, so I'm just going to say OK. And that creates those 3 saw cuts. I'm going to turn the sketch off so I don't got to look at it anymore. And I think we just got to add a few chamfers and we're done. So let's see. So we got a typical 10 thousandths chamfer on just these top edges here. So we're just going to go to Modify, Chamfer, and we'll choose these two and just say 0.01, enter. And there you go. Looks like we're all finished with TITAN-4M.